Hello everyone! In this video we're going to draw a parakeet, also called a budgie. Start by drawing a circle as a guide for the top part of the body. To draw the circle, first make two small marks to indicate the circle's length, and then on the sides make two more small marks to indicate the circle's width. Then connect the marks using curved lines to finish the shape of the circle. Sketch lightly at first so that it's easy to erase if you make a mistake. Also, pause the video to draw at your own pace. The circle doesn't have to be perfect, but if you're having trouble drawing it, just trace the outer edge of a coin, a bottle cap, or anything else with a circular edge. On the top left side, draw a smaller circle as a guide for the head. Use the 4 marks method to draw this circle too. First make 4 small marks to indicate the sides of the circle, and then connect the marks using curved lines to finish the shape of the circle. This circle should be about half the size of the first circle. Inside the head, draw a curved horizontal line. This is a construction guide that will help you place the facial features later on. Connect the circles using 2 lines to create the guide for the neck. The line on the right should be more curved. On the bottom right side, make a small mark to indicate the lower half of the body. Connect the small mark to the big circle using curved lines to create the guide for the lower half of the body. This guide should be similar to an upside-down arc. On the bottom right side, draw a long triangular shape as a guide for the tail. This guide is made up of 2 long diagonal lines. The tail should be very long in relation to the rest of the body. On the bottom left side of the body, draw a small curved line as a guide for the feet. This line should be similar to the letter C on its side. And that's it for the guidelines. Now let's start on the final drawing. Inside the head, lightly sketch a small circle for the eye. Place the eye on top of the horizontal construction guide near the middle of the head. When you get the size and position of the eye right, darken the shape. Inside the eye, off to the side, draw a tiny circle for a highlight. In the middle of the eye, draw a small circle for the pupil. Shade the pupil, but don't overlap the tiny highlight circle. Draw a few curved lines around the eye for the bare skin. Keep these lines close to the shape of the eye. On the left side, draw a small curved shape for the top part of the beak called the sear. Place this shape on top of the horizontal construction guide and next to the edge of the head circle. This shape should be similar to a small triangle with rounded sides and corners. Inside the shape, at the top, draw a tiny circle for the nostril. On the bottom, draw a small triangular shape to finish the top part of the beak. A big part of this shape should be outside of the head circle. This shape should be similar to the letter V. Draw a series of short strokes on the right side for a feathery texture. Below that, draw a small angled line for the visible portion of the bottom half of the beak. Use the initial circle as a guide to draw the rest of the head. Make the top left side of the head slightly wider than the initial circle. The top of the head should be slightly flatter than the initial circle. Draw a series of short strokes under the beak for a feathery texture. Below the eye, draw a small curved shape for the cheek patch. This shape should be similar to a small triangle with rounded sides. Below that, draw a few small circular shapes for the spots on the throat. Inside the body, lightly sketch a long thin shape for the folded wing. Make the top part wide and the bottom part thin and pointy. Draw the bottom tip of the wing outside of the body. When you get the wing right, darken the shape. Don't close off the shape on the top right side. Use wavy lines as you darken the shape. Draw a series of small curved lines across the wing for the feathered pattern. Make the top feathers small. At the bottom, draw a series of sloping lines for more feathers. Use the small curved shape on the left side as a guide to draw the foot and toes. Lightly sketch the shape of the toes around the guideline. Keep the edges of the foot and toes close to the guideline so that the overall shape is thin. Make the tips of the toes thin and pointy for the nails. When you get the shape right, darken the lines. Make the shape a bit angular for the joints. On the top left side, draw a small curved line for the visible portion of the other foot and toes. Use the shapes in the middle as guides to draw the rest of the body. Simply darken the outer edges of the guides to create the shape of the body. Add a few short strokes near the foot for the feathery base of the leg. Draw a small sloping line at the bottom for the tip of the other wing. Use the long thin shape at the bottom as a guide to draw the tail. Follow the path of the guide as you draw the tail, but make the shape thinner. Draw a few sloping lines inside the shape for the individual feathers. Curve the bottoms of the lines for the tips of the feathers. The tail should be very long in relation to the body. Under the feet, draw a small shape for a branch. Draw a short line on top of the feet for the other side of the branch. Use jagged lines at the bottom for the tip of the branch. Now go over the final lines with permanent ink. The next few steps are sped up so that the video isn't too long. Take your time and be careful when you ink your drawing to avoid any accidents. Don't ink the initial guidelines, only the final drawing. When the ink dries, erase all of the guidelines. Draw a series of short lines along the back of the head and neck for the striped pattern on the feathers. Curve the lines along the shape of the head and draw them close to each other. If you'd like, you can first lightly sketch the pattern with pencil and then go over it with ink. Draw the striped pattern down to the top of the folded wing. Inside the folded wing, draw a series of short curved shapes for more of the feather pattern. Each shape should be similar to a crescent moon on its side. Draw bigger markings on the feathers that are on the lower half of the wing and tail. Ink the spots on the throat too. Now color your drawing. Budgies can be a variety of colors, so you can color yours differently if you'd like. For this variety, color the head and wing yellow and the body green. Color lightly at first and gradually build up to darker colors. Blend different colors for more depth to your drawing. For the head and wing, blend different colors together like yellow, yellow-orange, and orange. Use a darker color like brown to create shadows. For the body, blend different shades of green together like yellow-green, green, and blue-green. Use dark green on the body to create shadows. Use blue for the top part of the beak and the cheek patch. Color the beak, the feet, and the branch brown. Gradually push down harder on your pencils to blend the colors together. Color slowly and evenly for a smooth texture on the feathers. Coloring can be time-consuming, so be patient and take breaks. It's a good idea to use reference as you color for a more accurate depiction of a budgie. Keep coloring until you're happy with the result. And that's it for the budgie. Don't forget to pause the video to draw at your own pace. Also, please visit howtodrawanimals.com where every step of this tutorial is broken down into an individual image. That's how, and then the number 2, then drawanimals.com. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and a comment. Also subscribe for more videos in the future. Thank you for watching, and until next time, keep drawing.